On this day and in this IMA hall, it reminds me of wonderful days which as a part of Indian Medical Association, and Indore has been my base where I've been working for 10 years and then moved to Middle East for last 20 years. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity on this wonderful topic which I even never thought of it, and I challenge myself, let's work on this topic and let's see how it goes. And it's a great opportunity for me to talk in the presence of my Guru Maharaj. My only introduction is that I'm disciple of my Guru Maharaj. That's it. That's my only introduction. So, but as a formality, when everyone asked me, that's why I had to give a few lines. Well, I will be talking about this topic, and I'm sure you must not have heard about this topic so far in your YouTube journeys also, relating Bhagwad Gita with orthopedic disorders. Has anyone? Well, Bhagwad Gita, as we all understand, that this is more of a guide how to live life, right? So everywhere it can be related. We just need to understand how it is possible to do that. So that is where we are looking for, and orthopedic disorders are no exception to it. What we will be dealing with this is orthopedic disorders and the teachings from Bhagwad Gita. This will be our topic today, where we'll be talking about and discussing a little bit more in details. Let's begin with Mangalacharan.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं कदा ददाति स्वादपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुधपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवाक्षचं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथविन्तं सजीवन साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखविन्ताक्ष च। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपीश गोपिक कांत राधा कांता नमस्तुते।
तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये।
वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यश्च वच पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
Offering my obeisances to Lord Sri Krishna, to all my Diksha Guru, my Shiksha Guru. And let's talk about this topic, orthopedic diseases which are affecting bones, joints, spine, ligaments and muscles. The pain impacts the physical and the mental health, and Bhagavad Gita offers a holistic wisdom of coping and healing. And how it does, we'll go in further in this discussion today. Let me give you a brief introduction about these topics. Of course, those who are from medical background, they will be understanding these terms much better than in the rest of the crowd. But yes, I'll try to introduce each of these terms, what I'm talking about in short time. Well, beginning with osteoarthritis, which is very common disorder which happens with aging process, which everybody will be coming across, like graying of hairs. This is a problem of our joints, which is everybody is going to come across with this problem. And it is called osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is a wearing and tearing of cartilage, and it reduces the joint space and results in pain, stiffness, disability, more commonly observed in the knee joint, and weight-bearing joints, and many times in the interphalangeal joints too. All those who are aging, they must be observing some notes, and that is very common a problem, right? So, osteoporosis, as we all know, it is all the density of the bone which gets reduced, which can happen because of the multiple reasons. The spinal disorders, all of us, I think I'm confident, all of us must have experienced back pain in our history so far. Spinal disorders are of various types, various reasons it can be. So, this is the fracture, trauma, injuries also can be related to it, rheumatoid arthritis, and postural problems. So, how to understand these problems and the background of it? So, osteoarthritis is a degeneration of the joint cartilage causing pain and stiffness. Osteoporosis is a weakness in the bone quality, which makes the bone more fragile, which makes it more prone to fractures. Among the spinal disorders, we all know the common problem of disc, and chronic back pain is the commonest problem. Then comes the fracture and the trauma injuries. Next important thing which is there mentioned as rheumatoid arthritis is the inflammatory disorders, rheumatoid arthritis, and gout. So the beyond physical pain, these conditions often lead to physical disability, mental distress, depression, and loss of confidence. The Bhagwad Gita not only addresses the body, mind, and soul connections, but also provides the practical wisdom to cope with pain, aging, and disease. I'm especially saying disease. So let's talk about the key Bhagwad Gita teachings for orthopedic health issues. First thing is tolerance of pain. Wonderful shloka comes is, this is the first teaching which comes over in Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna. Matra sparshestu konteya shitoshna sukh dukhada agama painu nityastamsa titikshavaha bharat. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of pain and pleasure, happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course of time are like the appearance and disappearance of summer and winter. The way the seasons are changing, these are all temporary things. How to tolerate your pains, this shloka makes us to understand it better. Let me share a real life patient story that I once treated a patient who was 68 years old lady with a severe knee pain, diagnosed with osteoarthritis, and the surgery was very risky due to the other health problems. So she used to cry out in pain every single day. But after attending regular Bhagavad Gita classes and practicing Harinam Mahamantra chanting, her attitude changed completely. She told me, the doctor, my pain is there, but now my heart is peaceful and I can tolerate it because I know this body is temporary, but my soul is eternal. And this mental transformation reduced her stress, her acceptance improved, her sleep and pain became more manageable. Next point comes is the balance in diet and the lifestyle, which is very well discussed in the 6th chapter in 16 and 17 shloka, which talks about moderation in eating, sleeping, working aids, and which aids in healing. So a small story about this also. The middle-aged executive with a chronic back pain improved with regulated routine and regular chanting. So mitigating all these material pains by practicing yoga is another very, very important message which comes out of it. So orthopedic connection here, which we find is the overeating leads to obesity, overloading the joints, poor nutrition leads to weak bones and osteoporosis. Too much or too little sleep worsens the pain and recovery. So, as I said, a middle-aged executive came to me with a chronic back pain, and he had irregular meals, late nights, no exercises. That was his lifestyle. After medical treatment combined with simple Gita-based advice, regulated routine, regulated eating habits, sleep and light yoga, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, his back pain reduced drastically within few weeks' time. Next. So next point comes is mind over body. That comes out of 6.5. So which says elevate yourself by your own mind and do not degrade yourself. Many orthopedic problems improve only with the patient's rehabilitation, physiotherapy, regular exercises, but most patients lose motivation after a few days' time, and Gita teaches self-discipline, uplifting oneself through determination and positive mental focus. Another story in this point also, a young man with a severe fracture needed 6 months of rehabilitation to walk normally again, and he was depressed initially, fearing permanent disability, which is quite natural. Inspired by Gita and teachings on resilience, he repeated to himself, "This body is my instrument and I must use my mind to rise above limitations." And he followed physiotherapy religiously and recovered fully. So the mental state is very, very important, how to manage oneself. Next important point comes is acceptance of aging and how to accept the changes around us. So in Bhagwad Gita 2.22, the body ages and wears out naturally. The most important spiritual wisdom which brings in peace amidst degeneration. So it improves our acceptance of not only aging, it helps us to accept everything around us. So that's very important thing which one can practice on day-to-day basis. Then comes degeneration of bones and joints is a part of natural aging process. Many elderly patients, they do get frustrated asking, "Why me?" So the Gita teaches us detachment from bodily declining functions and focus on eternal soul, bringing peace even amidst physical limitations. Next important point comes is the faith and anxiety. In Bhagwad Gita 18.66, which tells us the last and most important message is Sarva Dharmana Parityajya Mamikam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshishami Ma Sucha. Surrendering to Krishna removes all fear and anxiety. So, Lord Krishna gives us the most important message of Bhagwad Gita, which is the last message, and the faith and the resilience and the healing improves with this when one starts believing and surrendering to Lord Krishna. Right? So this is very, very important for all of us to understand that the faith in Krishna and faith in Krishna's protection creates mental strength, which the modern science confirms, and it helps in faster recovery and pain tolerance. Next important point comes is the right action. In Bhagwad Gita 3.8, which talks about that the action is better than inaction. Okay? So, staying active within one's capacity is better than inaction. Many bone and joint diseases worsens with sedentary lifestyle. Even after injury, gentle movement and physiotherapy are essential. Bhagavad Gita promotes karma yoga and right action without laziness or over exertion. Okay, so it has to be very appropriate and inaction has to be given up. So what are the practical takeaways? Let me come up with this point on practical takeaways. The physically the balanced diet, weight control, posture correction, daily exercises, minimum at least 20 minutes daily walking. At mental level, the tolerance, stress reduction, positive attitude from Gita's wisdom. At spiritual levels, which to realize that the body is temporary and the soul is eternal. Surrender to Krishna for the inner healing. So, we need to focus on the lifestyle moderation in all habits as taught in Bhagavad Gita. So, next important section which comes over is to conclude in few more points is that the orthopedic diseases reminds us that the body is perishable, but the soul is eternal. The Bhagavad Gita not only heals the mind but supports the physical healing by reducing stress, inspiring discipline, and giving a higher meaning to the life beyond the bodily pain. Yogaha karmasu kaushalam 2.50. Yoga is a skill in action. With medical care, disciplined living, and divine wisdom, one can live a pain-free or pain-managed, well-managed and spiritually uplifted life. Thank you very much. Hari Hari Bol.